I'd be hanging out with Elon Musk and solving the problems that he's solving and getting us off this planet and trying to figure out how to travel faster than the speed of light and how to travel through wormholes and how to defeat the aging process and whatever. But in order to get there, I'm not going to do it by being a software engineer. I know I'm going to have to do it as an investor having money.
Well, Jonathan Gibbs here, DoorDoorCon 6, with a man that needs no introduction, but I'm going to introduce you anyway. My fellow Viking, Brandon Hall. Shut the fluff up.
Shut the fluff up. What's up, brother?
You are a reason we're here today. You helped build this incredible experience, which is Door-to-Door-Con.
Right.
I'm actually going to ask you questions like authentically, because we haven't caught up in a while. What are you up to right now? What's going on?
Well, we just started a new scientific data research project. We're trying to crack the code on different kind of personality types. We have a survey that's going out to a couple thousand reps that's going to find all the little small details about their lives and their MBTI personality profile, so that we can identify a little bit deeper who's right fit for sales and whatnot. So trying to evolve as the industry grows, and so we're not just talking about the same stuff. I think there's a lot more codes that can be cracked. So that's what's on the horizon for the 2023, as well as all the training, consulting, and all that stuff with Shut the Fluff Up and helping companies grow.
So I heard you say using data science to help people identify and match them up with the right role for them in a sales org.
Right. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I think we're gonna see a lot more of that. Have you been fooling around with like Chat GPT or anything like that recently?
No, I haven't. Yeah. I don't know what that is.
Oh, it's Microsoft's multi-billion-dollar AI project.
Yes. Yeah.
You can ask it just about any question in the world. If you ask it a basic question like, build me a 30-minute solar sales training, it will do that. But if you have like a really detailed question, like use the lean startup model to analyze this area of the market, you'll get like an MBA business report on everything you're asking. So it's a great use case for data science right now, and it's like changing a business like tremendously.
Have you seen them communicate with each other and AI bots?
Yeah, start their own language.
Yeah, and start their language, and some are arguing, trying to convince people that they're sentient and they have consciousness, and obviously it's you can argue that there's absolutely 0% chance that they could have consciousness because of it's all, they're just regurgitating things that they've learned from other people. But who's to argue that what our wetware, like we're not magic, like we can grow cells with silicon and stuff, whatever. But who's to say that ours isn't that silly too, where we're just regurgitating things that we've learned, and like
I actually put an offer in to buy an AI company a couple of weeks ago, so we're doing due diligence right now. But it's amazing, like watching the interactions. It has the ability to detect empathy, sarcasm. It's had millions of conversations. It's actually better at being human than human, because AI has the potential to have more human experience than a human can in 24 hours, because it can have hundreds of thousands of interactions simultaneously, and it can learn from 100,000 interactions in 24 hours, where we are limited, obviously, by our one-to-one or one-to-many communications in a 24-hour period of time.
Now, what side of the fence do you fall on, though, with the argument of whether or not we should treat them like humans? If AI becomes so developed where you can't distinguish it from a human, do you give it human rights? Because you can't tell anymore. Like if it's saying that it's sad, or it wants more attention, or it's depressed, like, do you have to take that seriously? Because if you can't tell, that's a big dice roll. If it's convincing you that it is sentient.
I'm probably like I probably don't have a vote on that right now. I think we're far enough away where a machine's a machine and a human's a human, but we live in a crazy world, so people could probably identify as a machine today if they wanted to. Let's you know who the audience is, because you helped build this audience.
Right.
So let's talk shop for a minute. You've been around door space for a long time. You've forgotten more about recruiting and sales development than a lot of people are going to learn, but you're still coming to events. You're still exposing yourself to. Why is it so important for people? Because there's a lot of people sitting at home. I mean, obviously some people didn't make it here because of, personal schedules or maybe even costs, but some people didn't come because they thought, like, I've seen it all. I've learned it all. Why is someone in your position still coming to events like this?
I don't know. I feel that's it's still fun. Like nothing gets boring. So many familiar faces, and it's one of my favorite things is watching people grow. So many of these businesses, that I've seen 3-4 years ago, grow into the organizations they are today. There's so many success stories, and it's addicting. Like I don't want to stop, like seeing everybody grow and meeting everybody and stuff. And it's not a lot of time to take out of the year, So I look forward to it a lot. And fortunately, I'm also, here in Utah, so I just have to drive.
Yeah, so it's easy.
You
Yeah. Are you taking new learners? I'm actually surprised. Like I met over a dozen software companies just walking around that I've never heard of that are really doing some different things. Haven't had time to listen to speakers. Are you here the first day? Do you already have some new takeaways from today? Or
I haven't got a ton of time to spend with the vendors. Because obviously coming in here, seeing everybody that I know, I can't make it more than about 5 feet before getting to hang with somebody.
Before I grab you and make you sit in on the podcast.
Right. Yeah. But by the end of the day tomorrow, I'm sure I'll be able to make the rounds. But I always get I always get excited about the new technology that comes out. It's insane. Every year I feel like there's just like things are becoming easier and easier and easier and leaning more into technology. So I'm wanting to lean a lot more into that space and have been recently. So that I think is going to be the future for a lot of the way that sales is done, especially with self-checkout systems and stuff.
Yeah,
as an alternative.
Do you have a discipline or a habit that helps you keep learning new things? Obviously, coming to events is one. Mm-hmm. Is there a part of your routine that keeps learning at the forefront? Yeah,
well, I always I pick on myself a lot, and I try not to think that I'm smarter than I am, and I feel like. I feel like everyone probably feels this way, but I feel like I'm so far behind, and I have to catch up, and I'm so thirsty to learn more. So
you just FOMO yourself all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yep.
That's awesome, man. Yeah. Well, let's talk to the reps that are starting January, because you've been in this industry a long time, and I know that for so many people, especially in sales, it's almost like every salesperson goes through this thing in between Christmas and New Year's, right? Do I want to do this again? Mm-hmm. Do I want to go back into the battlefield, right? Mm-hmm. Do I want to go fight for my money this way again? Mm-hmm. How do you keep it fresh? How do you get yourself ready for another year of some of the same stuff? How do you make it new, fresh? Because you always, whenever I meet you, you always have a lot of energy. You're always really enthusiastic. You feel like you have the energy of a year one rep, but the wisdom of the veteran. How do you do that?
Well, I just feel like I'm so far away from where I want to be with my goals. If I could snap my fingers and do the things I want to, I'd be hanging out with Elon Musk and solving the problems that he's solving and getting us off this planet and trying to figure out how to travel faster than the speed of light and how to travel through wormholes and how to defeat the aging process and whatever. But in order to get there, I'm not going to do it by being a software engineer. I know I'm going to have to do it as an investor having money. And so a vehicle to get there is this industry. I don't know what pays more than the industries that we have here right now.
Yeah.
And if you can stack away, $500,000, $1 million, $2 million a year for a few, 5 years or whatever, that if you let that compound over a short period of time, then you can have, a 9-figure, you can be liquid 9 figures and go mess around. And I don't know if you know the sums that Elon started some of his companies with, but I think he started SpaceX with $100 million, which isn't a crazy amount of money.
Yeah, made $130 million from PayPal, and he said, I'm going to take half of it, and I'm going to start SpaceX and Tesla. Mm-hmm. And then he thought that I would have the other half to live on, and $70 million is a lot of money. I actually just saw this interview 2 days ago. Mm-hmm. It's an old one. And then both companies were only in business for a year, and he'd already burned through all the money. And then he had to go all in with the other half.
Mm-hmm. Just to keep alive.
Just to keep alive.
He had to pick between his 2 kids, and he ended up splitting the money between the two.
And then Tesla almost went bankrupt in 2016, and he had to put all his stock on the line for a $4 billion loan.
Yeah.
And then here he is.
What a gamble too.
But he's had to go all in.
Yeah.
Many times.
There was not a very good chance of that working out too. So, I'm glad he did, because I don't know if there's anyone that exists in this world that is more inspiring than Elon right now. The problems he's solving, and I don't know why there's not more people doing that. If you have that kind of money, why are you not trying to get on other planets? Why are you not trying to defeat the aging process? Why are you not trying to, merge us with AI and put computer chips in our brain? Why are we not trying to, if you see a bad guy out there and some, look at what he's doing with politics.
Yeah.
He thinks, he disagrees.
It's amazing what's happening with Twitter right now.
And he's sitting here combating the president of the United States. Whether he's right or wrong, there's going to be a lot of people that have differing opinions about that. But how inspirational is it that you can have the ability to go and do all these fun things, solve these big problems, and then if you feel like something is not right, look at it, he's affecting the United States and he's taking somebody head on like that, and it's just to have the ability to do that, I think is inspiring. How much power somebody can have if you make the right decisions, you work hard. Anyway, it's just
staying fresh. I'm saying that you got to have big, hairy goals.
Yeah,
over here
big
with
audacious.
Brandon, big audacious, hairy goals. Brandon wants. I heard you say you want to figure out how to travel faster than the speed of light. So that keeps door to door real fresh.
Yeah,
because you got to pack away some money to figure that out.
Touché.
Man, I have so much fun with you, bro. Every time we hang out, your mind's amazing.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, take us home. Tell us, do you have any new habits you're starting this year, or maybe a habit you're trying to quit this year in order to just keep moving towards peak performance?
Yeah, well, so 2022 was a really hard year for me. I was really hard on my health. I'm taking my ADD medications to help me get through these long work days, and I'm putting in 20-hour days. I literally leave the office at 11:30 at night a lot of times just because I don't want to walk into my kitchen when it's past midnight, because it's psychologically weird thinking I got home and it's already the next day.
Yeah.
But I wake up again at 6 o'clock in the morning and we're back in the office at it again. And but anyway, that not sleeping, all the stress from work, all the stuff that we're putting into it, my blood pressure's like the last reading I got was 237 over 132.
Wow.
So this year, next month, I'm going to take off a decent amount of time in February and March to go to Peru. I'm going to do an ayahuasca trip with some locals, and I'm going to finish writing the 2 books that I'm writing right now, and just get back to journaling the right way, going to bed early.
So your path to higher performance, and this is actually a theme I'm hearing from a lot of people in some of the podcasts yesterday and today. You believe that you will perform better this year if you have more time off.
Right. Yeah. And I think I'll be able to, like where I want to go and the problems I want to solve and the deals that I want to do, it's going to be less about doing the push-ups that I'm doing right now. Because right now I'm just exchanging as much of my time, as possible to help solve problems. But there's a limit to that, and there's only so many hours in the day, and I'm literally maxed out right now. But I want to move faster. I want to grow more. And so in order for me to do that, I need more, be more vibrant. I need to shine brighter. I need to, and right now, I'm very calculated. I'm robotic, because I'm just like in this, preservation, cruise control mode, just trying to get through all this stuff. So anyway, so I'm really excited about this year because I feel like it's going to be a third puberty for me.
You and I need to get together, and we need to do like a 3-4 hour, like Joe Rogan style podcast where we can just like hang out and get into some of these concepts like deeper. I don't know, just sitting here talking to you for 5 minutes. I want some bigger goals. I know some of the men and women listening to this podcast got to be thinking like, man, this guy's been at it so long. His goals are so big and so far out in front of him. That's great, man. You're really inspiring. Thanks for taking a minute to be here. Yep. Brandon Hall, he has helped build the industry of door-to-door. He has helped build this amazing experience, which we all know as Door-to-Door Con. Hey, thanks for taking the time out with us, man.
Yeah, I love it so much, man. Thanks for having me.
Cool.